is the other hillbilly character. I showed the other two that are alike with the nose glued on and a little mustache, and his hair is added down on the sides. And don't forget the hats. Hats really do a lot for a character. My pirate, the little black felt over his eye and black eyebrows. There's no white behind his eyes to make him look more dangerous. His eye and mustache. Again, one of those opened mouth. You can feel his little cheek here. It's been turned over. I do believe she stitches to stop it from running. And Joyce, if you're watching, you're a cool craftswoman. Let's go on to the body, the legs, and the arms. Now when we make the bodies, we can use 1-inch foam, especially for the smaller characters like the babies. But my favorite is 2-inch because it's very, very substantial. And this is mattress, the topper. And they have them in Sears and Pennies. I think they're blue in Sears, but it really doesn't matter what color it would be. My general size is 23 by 23, and then I cut from there. You can tell by wrapping your piece of foam around the head and then gluing it. I like 23 by 23 because I've had people help me that have glued the body the wrong way before. So you take the hot glue gun, this takes a while, and you glue the two edges together. Hold it, do it while you're watching television or something, and it turns out a cylinder like this. And you can cut it off where you need to cut it off. You put it. I like to put the clothing on to fit the puppet. When I buy some used clothing or find something, I make the puppet to fit the clothing. And I cut a hole in the back. Just take a pair of scissors and start in cutting. I sculpt the top right around the neck area. So your hand can go in like this. Now, if it's a puppet, I'm into ventriloquism more than I used to be, where I used to be a puppeteer. A piece like this could be longer, depends on your shirt size or how long your arms are, with your head on the inside here. And we're going to pin or sew our arms. And in the case of a puppet, you wouldn't have any legs. Well, you could, but you don't need to. Now, Joyce has made some. I have one body that railroad engineer that she made out of unbleached muslin, which worked really well, and stuffed with polyester fiber fill. A smaller body, and this is the body that I showed in the cloth-covered foam puppets for sale. I mean, if you're going to make something to sell, you want to do a really good job. That's glued on all the way around the edge. And then we add the hands. Or you can put the regular hands on to start with. Now these are the nylon hands, sculpted hands. Now again, I mentioned these soft sculpture books that I talked about before that are really a good reference if you're not really adept at sculpting. But this is nylon cloth, polyester fiber fill, and those books tell exactly how to do it. She just took a piece of nylon stocking and then hand stitched in to make it look like fingers, and then a little piece for the thumb. This was sewed on the machine halfway around, and then hand sewed here to add to the bodies. I've got short arms and I've got long arms. See, this would be good for this size body, but a shorter size arm would look better on a baby, a young child. Now, to me, there isn't any sense in using the soft, sculpted whole arm, which is harder to make than the stuffed kind, when they've got a long sleeve. And so, what I've done, and I had a girlfriend Angie help me with these, is make shorter arms See, if you want to stitch so that they've got an elbow, shorter arms and longer arms for the different bodies. And then you sew on the hands at the end, or pin on. They're going to have a long sleeved shirt. Now this pattern is just your plain hand. Trace your hand and then sew the two parts together all the way around and then stuff it like a glove. It's just made just like a glove and then sewn across the end. Now the hand pattern that I'm going to send you comes with mouth pattern. You send me a double stamp business size self-addressed envelope. Now to make the legs, this is the pattern that I'll include. And it has to be a lot longer because this is all that would fit. There's a sole, and here's the palate and the tongue, and the eyelid, and another palate and tongue, and the instructions on that one. I'd like to do it on all of them. I really should take some time. Now, we need this fancier, more expensive polyfill for the faces, but you can get a cheaper kind. Acting like this was only $1 for the legs and the arms. You don't need the expensive, such expensive polyfill. Now again, I've got two size legs for when they have slacks or long pants on. You don't need to use the sculpted kind. But if the legs are going to show, then you sculpt the legs. Little toes. Baby has little toes. And Susie's face case has got little toes with toenail polish. And any legs that are going to show, it's just a nylon. There isn't any seam or anything. A nylon stuffed all the way down. There's little dimples in the back of the heels and stitching across the back of the legs, and dimples in the knees right here, which means you just stitch in, and an overcast, then closed at the top, and then either safety pinned at the bottom part of the body. Remember, we need a little bit of space here so that when they sit, that there sometimes can be a little bit of space. You have to experiment in the sitting position so you see what looks good. I spend a lot of time holding the puppet in front of the mirror, holding it to see what's going to look good. And if it looks like it should. These little toes are really sweet. It's sewn there. I see that was stitched on a machine, but these little toes were sewn with just an overcast stitch, just to make the appearance of little feet that you wouldn't have to do if you were going to have shoes. She's got 4 little toes on one foot, 5 little toes on the other. Makes her very unique. Well, you can see the results behind me. I've had a great time with these ventriloquist figures, puppets, and not just for myself, although people are naturally collectors, I know, but I've been able to entertain and make other people happy, which is where your happiness is going to come from. And I challenge you today to make puppets, to make ventriloquist figures, to learn ventriloquism, to learn puppetry. Stay tuned for our series, because we're going to be showing a lot of different things that you can do. And I hope that you've learned. I hope to hear from you. Tell me what you're learning. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. And I'd like to send you my life story and my weight loss and my restored health, because I didn't always have all this ambition that I could drag all these puppets, sit them up in the lobby, and I was tired. I had hypoglycemia a good part of my life, and I didn't know what was the matter with me. And I wrote a book called Have I Got Good News for You, and I'd like to send you a free, very condensed mini version of my life story, my weight loss, and my restored health, because I'm so thankful that I'm better, and there are people out there that need to hear this message so they can get better too. So be sure to write, and I'd love to hear from you and hear about what you're doing in your life, your hobbies, and your crafts. My name is Barbara Dewey, and my address is 731 North State, Alma, Michigan, 48801. Won't you write? You sit right down and write right now so you don't forget. I'm so glad you joined us today. You've made me very happy just being there. And until next time, I'm Barbara Dewey, and I'll have more good news for you. Bye-bye.